Now, at least 5 Palestinian men have been killed in a fresh attack carried out by the Israeli army in the West Bank's Jenin. It was only a few days ago when 3 other Palestinians from Jenin lost their lives to a similar raid carried out by the Israeli military. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, 1 person was killed while another was seriously injured during a nighttime operation. The Israeli military launched a counter-terrorism effort in an area heavily inhabited by large refugee camps. While striking a terrorist infrastructure in Jenin, the Israeli army struck a residence house. Now, according to the Israeli military, the target functioned as an advanced observation and reconnaissance center and also a weapons and explosive site. It also acted as a coordination and communications hub for the militant fighters. Now, the Israeli army provided an aerial photograph showing the target and its exact location, which happened to be near 2 schools and a medical center. In the first drone strike in the West Bank since 2006, Israel killed 3 militant gunmen near Jenin last month, citing an increase in violence across the region. Israeli forces conduct regular raids in Jenin, where Palestinian groups, including Hamas, have hundreds of armed fighters. Now, joining us live on this broadcast for more details, we have our correspondent Jody Cohen from Ra'anana. Hello to you, Jody. Now, what can you tell us about the latest on Israel's operation in Jenin?
Hi, Alison. So the Palestinians are reporting receiving text messages, the ones in the area, asking residents to stay indoors and members of armed groups to lay down their arms. The IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari said that the IDF has launched a wide-scale effort against terror in Jenin. They've specifically said that this isn't an operation against the Palestinian Authority, but against terror groups, and have struck terror infrastructure such as a joint war room, targeted operatives, explosive labs, and weapons stores. Now, Islamic Jihad said that its members have opened fire on Israeli troops. The Palestinian Health Ministry said at least 5 Palestinians have been killed and about 27 injured. And a spokesperson for Palestinian Authority, President Abbas, said that this is a war crime. Now, it's interesting that the Palestinian media have also been reporting that the Palestinian Authority security forces have arrested a prominent member of the Jabba battalion who's been wanted by Israel for more than a year. And this comes following a call between President Herzog and President Abbas and Defense Minister Gallant and senior PA official Hussein al-Sheikh about the need to fight terror groups and calm tensions.
Right, and Jody, talk to us about the timing of this operation. It comes on the same day as a blockade has been planned at the airport by the Israeli protesters who are protesting against the coalition's judicial reforms. What is the impact likely to be of the operation on the airport protest?
Right, so this operation began early Monday morning, as you said, on the same day as protesters against the government's judicial reforms were planning to blockade Israel's main airport this evening. It's not thought likely that it's going to be putting off the protesters. For example, we've seen the Brothers in Arms protest group this morning blockading Haifa's main seaport. The impact, of course, remains to be seen. But it's also interesting that opposition party head Benny Gantz has issued a statement saying that his party will support this military operation, which comes after weeks of speculation about if there's going to be a military operation in response to a string of shooting attacks against Israeli civilians, most of which originated from Jenin. Meanwhile, Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh said that what happens in Jenin is going to determine the next stage. The IDF has reportedly sent messages to Hamas and to Islamic Jihad in Gaza saying that they're specifically targeting Jenin and that they shouldn't intervene, but they are reportedly preparing for the possibility of rocket fire coming from Gaza into Israel.
Right, Jody, thank you very much for being with us and bringing us all the latest details coming out of Israel.
Thank you.
Now, for further details, we are being joined live by Palestinian journalist Sami Abu Salem. Thank you for being with us. Now, the Israeli military has launched a counter-terrorism effort. Take us through the details here.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us. First of all, regarding vocabulary or the terminology, the Israeli says counter-terrorism. Is there any definition of terrorism in the world, or it is just a part of the Israeli propaganda? What do they mean by terrorism? They mean the Palestinian freedom fighters who are fighting for freedom, who are fighting for gaining back their land, which stolen by the Israeli occupation. When we talk about Jenin, it is called Jenin refugee camp. Officially, by international law and by UNRWA, by UN, it is called Jenin refugees camp. Who are those refugees? They are Palestinian refugees. Why are they refugees? Because they were expelled and kicked out of their land in Palestine, from Haifa and Nazareth, the historic Palestine, and Jaffa, etc., and Jaffa. That's why those Palestinians who are in Jenin, they are refugees. Their grandfathers and their fathers and their sons were killed by Israeli occupation, and they lost their land by Israeli occupation. That's why they are fighting for freedom. This is about terminology. What is running now? The Israeli occupation is launching a vast incursion using tanks and pilots and drones and commandos and intelligence and high-tech weapons, like from connected with satellites. They make all of this attack, including around 1,000 soldiers and about 150 armored vehicles, to fight some Palestinian freedom fighters for their with their individual weapons, like just a rifle, AK-47 or something, plus maybe grenades, homemade grenades, not advanced grenades. Why they are calling those Palestinians as terrorists? In the meantime, they are supporting Ukraine and supporting the people in Ukraine with advanced weapons who are fighting the Russian invasion. It could be close. The Ukrainian people are fighting, fighting invaders, and the Palestinians are fighting the Israeli occupation.
Right. All right. Sami, thank you very much for being with us on this broadcast and bringing us your valued insights.